The Giants have made two signings today, helping with the depth of the team. Welcome back to Clem Hawks. I'm Gillis TV, and thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want anything NASCAR or MLB related. Clem covers both of those. I'm just MLB, as we are working to our next goal of 5,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the support of late. Now, like I said, let's get into it. As the Giants announced their invitees to Major League Spring Training on Monday, revealing within that they have inked left-hander Sean Newcomb to a minor league contract. It'll be the third organization in the past calendar year for Newcomb, a former top prospect who was the centerpiece of the Braves' return for Simmons back in November of 2015. Newcomb spent the 2016 to 2022 season in the Braves organization, getting several looks at the MLB level, but never replicated the promise he showed early in his career when he logged a 3.87 ERA through his first 332 and one-thirds innings in the big leagues, which was from 2017 to 2019. So, the Giants are kind of betting on this guy to turn it around. New scenery can do that to people. Command was an issue even then, and the Braves moved Newcomb to the bullpen in 2019. But it was nothing less a promising start to Newcomb's time in the majors. The following three seasons proved difficult to say than at least. Newcomb pitched 6.71 ERA across 51 innings with the Braves from 2020 to 2022. Walking 37 of 246 batters he faced in that time, which is equivalent to 15% of the batters, and plunking another 5. With Newcomb unable to be sent to AAA due to the lack of remaining minor league options, the Braves designated him for assignment and flipped him to the Cubs in exchange for veteran Jesse Chavez. Chicago surely hoped to be able to unlock something in Newcomb, who's controllable through the end of 2024 campaign, but the trade didn't work out as they hoped. To the contrary, Newcomb was tagged for 23 earned runs in 22 and two-thirds innings with the Cubs. He walked 13.8% of his opponents there, as well an ugly rate that was compounded by a sudden home runs at previous unseen rate. Sorry. This is... The way I worded this didn't make sense. Newcomb yielded a jarring 7 home runs with the Cubs despite facing just 108 hitters. His 2.78 home runs per 9 mark with the Cubs ranked among the highest of any pitcher to throw at least 20 innings in 2022. Chavez, meanwhile, was highly effective in the reunion tour with the Braves, pitching to a 2.72 ERA with plus strikeout and walk rates in 53 frames. For all the Newcomb struggles, he still carries a career 3.12 ERA and a 28.4% strikeout rate in the minors, including a 2.72 ERA and 31% strikeout rate in parts of 4 AAA sessions. Walks have always been an issue, but Newcomb is still 29 years old, misses bats in bunches, and has plenty of success in the upper minors. The Giants have developed a reputation for rehabilitating pitchers and revitalizing their careers, and Newcomb will hope to add his name to the growing list of San Francisco stars. So for Newcomb, this is one of those things where, like I said, fresh start is the way to go for a lot of players and whatnot. It's just the change of scenery. Going from the Braves to the Giants, like Braves, Cubs, Giants, that's a good spot. You look at Johnny Cueto, how they've reamped his time there with the Giants. You look at other pitchers who, were struggling, went to the Giants, and somehow, some way, they figured out what was wrong and whatnot. So that is the pitching depth. And also earlier today, the Giants are in agreement on a minor league contract with free agent outfielder Newcomb and Piscotty, reports of Rob Murray of Fansided. The CAA client will be in the big league camp this spring and would earn $1 million base salary upon making the roster. It's a return to the Bay Area for the Pleasanton native who spent the past 5 seasons in an A's uniform. Piscotty's first season in Oakland resulted in a terrific .267 batting line with 27 home runs, but he batted just .229 in 4 seasons since that time, tallying 891 plate appearances along the way. Originally selected by the Cardinals with the number 36 pick in the 2012 draft, Piscotty debuted with a flourishing hitting .282 with 29 home runs across 216 games in his first 2 big league seasons. The Cardinals signed him to a 6-year, $33.5 million extension in April 2017, but the majority of the deal was played out in Oakland following the 2017 campaign. The A's and Cardinals worked out a trade sending Yuri Munoz and Max Schrock to St. Louis and sending Piscotty to Oakland. The trade was largely driven by the desire to allow Piscotty to play closer to home, where he could be with his ailing mother who battled ALS before sadly passing away in 2018. Now back to the Bay Area, Piscotty will look to get himself to his 2015 to 2018 form and re-establish himself as a quality big league outfielder. The Giants signed both Mitch Haniger and Michael Conforto this winter. Though both have had their recent careers beset by injuries, San Francisco also has Jock Peterson back after accepting his qualifying offer, and we'll see Mike Yastrzemski reprise his role at center fielder. Other options for the 40-man roster include Austin Slater, Luis Gonzalez, and prospect Hila Ramos. So there is a lot of, outfielders here that could beat Piscotty, but Piscotty can play anywhere in the field. We've seen him in Oakland play in shortstop, second base, any outfield position. He gives that really big utility kind of guy to actually go out and do what he needs to do. Sorry, I just need some water. That was a lot of reading. Got my Starbucks. But Piscotty's one of those guys who it doesn't faze him if there's competition. He is always going to be that one competitor. And worst case scenario, you send him to AAA, there's an injury, you call him up, be that bench guy while your other guy is an everyday player. Get him some reps, and who knows, he might surprise you. Being closer to home is kind of where he wants to be. And that can change a mindset to a lot of guys too as well. Where, hey, I'm close to home, I'm happier, blah, 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 blah. And everyone does that. I work out of town sometimes, and I hate being away. So I get where they come from, but that is it for me today. I am Gillis TV. Sorry about this video. It's probably a bit terrible. I'll catch you on the next one.